Real estate stories about real estate goals with your host, Melina Rissone. Discover today how one of my clients moved from the suburbs of San Diego to the downtown lifestyle. How was it living in the suburbs in La Mesa in San Diego County?
Living in the suburbs in La Mesa was perfect for a family with 2 children and a dog. By the time 2021 rolled around, I'd been there for over 31 years. My husband and I had split up 10 or 11 years ago or so. The kids had moved out, so basically I lived in this big 4-bedroom, 3-bath house with a swimming pool and a yard by myself. It just didn't make sense to keep up the maintenance on a house like that. I would go into the backyard and pour money into the pool. I'd go into the front yard and pour money in the yard. And it just didn't make sense to do it anymore. And another part of me wanted to experience a different kind of lifestyle and living in an urban environment as opposed to a suburban environment. So I had always been curious and interested in living downtown. I had a few friends that lived down here. I worked down here, and I just liked the feeling, the life there was to it, the buzz, the hum, and I wanted to try living down here. So that's mostly what made me finally decide to take the leap. Was that, hey, I'm not getting any younger, and if I want to experience this, I need to do it.
Wow.
And that's when it got really fun, looking for a place and working with you and just learning what was out here and learning, the pros and cons. It was just really exciting. So after I got over my initial fear and apprehension, it was an adventure.
Adventurous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I'm curious about is, how did you feel about leaving the old and welcoming the new?
As I mentioned before, at first it was scary because it was not familiar. I mean, you live in a place for over 30 years,
yes.
And I knew that place like the back of my hand. My grocery store was close enough to get to in a pinch if I forgot to buy eggs, and I could run out to the store and buy eggs. I just, where everything is. Your routines are so ingrained. Until I moved here, I didn't realize that buying your groceries, emptying your trash, where to put your recyclables, where to park your car, how to drive to a 7-Eleven. I didn't realize how much that's ingrained with where you live. Leaving the old, part of it was leaving the stuff that I could do in my sleep.
The familiarity.
The familiarity and learning how to do the simplest of tasks in a new environment, in a new place.
Yes.
Everything in this place is my idea, my creation, my taste, my everything, as opposed to when you set up housekeeping with a spouse, years ago you work together with someone and, you decide what color things are going to be, what kind of tile you're going to use in the kitchen, and, what color you're going to paint the outside of the house. Whereas when you're in a brand new place, it's like you've got this blank slate. And that was exciting too, and a little bit scary because I was literally starting with nothing. And I made the whole thing up as I went along, which was really exhilarating for me because for the first time, everything in this place is completely me.
I am curious also, how did it feel moving from the single family home where you have lots of room around you with your property and your neighbors kind of far off into a building where your neighbors all of a sudden are really close?
When I think about my footprint in my house in La Mesa, mm-hmm. The actual area that I used in that house, I think the house was over 2,000 square feet. What I actually used on a daily basis was probably the equivalent, if not less, than the square footage of this place. I didn't use that whole house. Mm-hmm. And I like living in a smaller space because it's just so much more manageable. And it's more intimate and it's cozier.
And look at it. It is your place.
It is my place.
It's exactly the vision that came about. Exactly when you walked in, how you wanted it to look mm-hmm. like, that's what you made it.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
So there were a lot of things in my favor in that you just kind of warmed me up to this. You just sent me things, no pressure, no hurry. And the fact I had a place to stay and I knew I didn't have to rush into something. So it all sort of fell into place, finding this. So that made it much less stressful to know that I wasn't under a lot of pressure to find. So I got to find something now because I need a place to live. So that was very helpful.
It was really ideal.
Yeah, it worked out really
Congratulations.
well. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. If you like this story and you know someone that would be interested in this too, like, share, subscribe below. My name is Melina Rissone, Coldwell Banker West, San Diego, and I will see you soon.